this verse, the mantra which we learned this morning, this mantra should be a reminder for us or a mirror for us that I can't expect unrealistic approach to solve a problem. To solve a problem, I must approach a realistic solution, which means that if you're hungry, what should you do? Buddha, please remove my hunger. No, don't do that. Go to kitchen. So this is what we're going to learn from this mantra. You getting it? Say, if it is about our mental, for example, say you are a very angry, short-tempered person. You're a very short-tempered person, and somebody says, oh, get the blessings of this teacher. And the teacher touches you, and then your anger goes away. You become a Bodhisattva. Don't expect that. So anger is a mental state. So for this, you have to know how the anger arises, and we have to learn how to undo the anger. You're getting it? So in other words, this mantra should always be a reminder for us, because that we always have a tendency that, for example, say, if there are two centers, one is Buddhapata, and there's another center with the same size, same design, and so forth, where the advertisement says, here the Buddhapata says, there's a teaching on 37 parts of the Bodhisattvas, teaching happening. And the other one says, there's a blessing ceremony. It's going to be jam-packed for the other blessing ceremony, where all your mental problems will be over, your physical health will be fixed. People will go there because they want shortcuts. They want easy way. The easy way doesn't work in reality. So therefore, this mantra, say somebody coming up with a false propaganda. Don't be lured by these. So reciting this mantra every day should be a reminder for us that I should become a realistic person. I should not be swayed by the nice, beautiful propagandas. So this is a message for us, and this will truly help us. This will truly help us. So with this mind, let us recite the 3 terms together. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum sham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. The meaning of the Dandiyimbo mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well is taught by the great seer. Okay. Continuation from where we left this morning. First, let me quickly share with you. We talked about the Buddha nature this morning. And so one thing is that we need to gradually learn how it is true that each one of us, we have the Buddha nature, seed of perfection. And before this, I may ask you one question. The question is, what do you think is the purpose of life? What do you think is the purpose of life? And I will have more questions to the answers that you're going to give. And these questions are not to challenge you, but for us to learn how to think more deeply. Okay, anyone? What's the purpose of life? What do you think? Just speak your mind. There's no, right or wrong answer. Anyone? Be happy. Be in the present moment. Okay, I'm very sad today. Be in the present moment of sadness. Is it? No? Okay. So, in other words, why to be in the present is the purpose of life? Why? So these are the questions. You getting it? So whenever you give the answer, oftentimes this says what people tend to do, that somebody, particularly somebody who is charismatic and who is, what do you call it, a big orator, a motivational speaker, they say something, and then they go, wow, right? Actually, you do not ask second question. You learn how to ask second question, make sure that it touches the bottom. So why to be in the present moment is the purpose of life. Okay. Yes, over there. Okay, I told you already that I will come with the follow-up question. And follow-up questions, they are not to challenge you. This will tell us how to go deeper. And we all have the capacity to go deeper. For example, say, this is the only moment that we have. My question to you is that 2025, we are not in 2026 yet. But I would say that 2025 is not the only moment. 2026 is also there. If you don't believe in this, once upon a time we said that 2024 is the only moment. But today, 2024 is gone, 2025. You're getting it? So therefore, the point is that it's not only today, even the tomorrow will come today. You're getting it? So this is how we need to think. We should be, in fact, any answer somebody gives, make sure that you finally you should become very convinced. To reach to that level of conviction, you should know how to ask the questions. Okay, next, what's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of life? Anyone? Okay, all these many years, okay, the young man here, how old are you? 24? Okay, 24. And what's your name? Kukil. How old are you? 26. No. You must be joking. Are you sure? How do you know that? Uh-huh. Okay, so there's somebody who told you must be wrong. 10 years minus. Okay. So we have the last. Okay, some of you are in 20s. So minimum we have like 20 years of experience of our life. 20 years we have been looking for something, looking for a purpose. Right? What have you found? The last 20 years, or you're in the 30s, but I'm 58. So last 58 years you can ask me, what did you find? You have been always going after something, right? Going there, going here, going there, going here, and then coming to Buddhapata, right? So looking for something, seeking something. What do you think? Okay, I'll not ask you, what did you find? My question to you is, what were you seeking? By going here, there. Okay, from Germany you came here, right? What for you came here? To seek what? to seek wisdom. Okay, to seek wisdom. So what is if you get wisdom? Why do you seek wisdom? Why? So now look, the question go deeper. This is a very important answer given. We are seeking wisdom. We came here to seek wisdom. This is extremely, I would say not important. I would say more than important is that it's precious. But still we can ask a question. Why seeking wisdom is important?
For me to increase the quality of life.
Okay, from quality of life from what to what?
From now to now. From the past to now.
From past to now, meaning from the happy state to the unhappy state?
From the
Or unhappy state to the happy state?
Yeah.
Okay, actually you are looking for the happiness, not really the wisdom. Wisdom is the tool. Right? You're actually seeking the happiness, and you think that this happiness you get from the wisdom. This is what you thought. So from you we see that you are seeking the happiness. And Google, what do you think is the purpose of life?
I remembered a textbook answer.
Huh?
It's,
You remember?
yeah, what you said last time.
Okay, I'm not asking what did you remember what I said.
It's
The question is,
happiness.
what's the purpose of life according to you?
It's happiness.
Seeking happiness. So seeking happiness. Seeking happiness. Okay. So I would say that seeking happiness, this all of us will agree that this is the bottom line answer. Seeking happiness. So if I get happiness, I don't care. You're getting it? I don't care. Seeking happiness. If I get happiness, I don't care. If you get it, I don't care anything else. Okay, over there.
Then you have the additional question, what
Yes.
is happiness?
Okay, so the question is that, say that if I say that what is in front of a table, I would say a flower. You getting it? Or maybe a flower. Or a flower. A flower, this is where, let's say that the questions can hit the bottom. Some questions will never hit the bottom. Those questions will never hit the bottom, they are unwise questions. Questions which hit the bottom. For example, like finally for me, let's say, you just see if you agree with me or not. This is a very important point. To be very honest, I say you may feel that this seems extremely selfish mindset. For example, if I get the maximum happiness with zero suffering, I don't care anything else, then I will stop searching anything. If I get maximum happiness with zero suffering eternally, then my search stops. Okay, some they say you may find it difficult to digest this. You getting it? So therefore I said that this may seem a little selfish. You may find it a little, they say, you may not be able to digest this concept so well. So later on, if you continue with this journey, you will come to know that seeking the infinite happiness, eternal happiness for yourself, and seeking eternal happiness for others, these two are synonymous. You're getting it? This beautiful concept. Let me say this once more. Seeking infinite happiness for yourself and seeking infinite happiness for others, these two are synonymous. At the moment, we say I seek eternal happiness for myself. We see it's very selfish. But in reality, to really seek that, you have to seek the infinite happiness for others. And why? Why? For this, we have to study very systematically what is a mechanism by which to attain infinite happiness for yourself. You see that the mechanism is by embracing all others. Embracing all others, that you get the maximum happiness. So this we see that then on that level where you become more visionary, where you can see things further away in time and space. For you, these two are synonymous. You getting it? At the moment, you may feel that certainly somebody says, I get the maximum happiness, this is a stop. I stop the search. I don't seek anything else. Okay, so this is very important to ask, what's the purpose of life? Anyone else? What's the purpose of life? Just speak your mind. Yes, over there.
Hello.
And also, somebody gives the answer. I come up with this second question. When I ask the second question, somewhere you will see that all the answers boil down to the same point. You getting it? You check it. You check it without me telling you what that is. Yes, your name?
Vinay.
Vinay.
Yeah.
Yes, Vinayji.
So now that I have taken birth, I don't have any other option but to live this life. So as gradually I understand things that, why I took birth because of my karma in the past. So this life I can make better good deeds and try to make my karma better. So the purpose of life for me is to make my karma this time better by doing good deeds in broad sense, so that
So
this
why?
is for happiness
Okay.
for all. Like
So I'm saying that there's no option. I already took a birth. Vinay started with this. This is again another. Hold on. This is a very important point that he made. There's no option. I was already born in this. This is reality. Yes, this is reality. Then so this what I meant today is because of my previous karma. So now I have the option to accumulate more good karmas for the future. So therefore, the purpose of life is to keep accumulating better karmas. Okay, my question to you is, why should we have to accumulate better karma, not the bad karmas?
sorry,
Why should we accumulate good karmas and not the bad karmas?
we should accumulate good karmas and not the bad karmas. Like what we understand is that by accumulating bad karmas, we will again take rebirth in lower realms.
So what's the problem if you take birth in lower realms?
No, no one wants to as for myself.
So maybe what Vinay is saying is that we take birth as a chicken and chicken may end up into KFC.
No, because as
And
a
I don't
human
want to
being,
I don't want to go in KFC, right?
yeah, that's true. And we
This
as
is a point that he's making.
yeah,
And we all should agree. Like during the Nazi time, people went into the gas chamber. You getting it? People get into the gas chamber. So KFC is like gas chamber for these poor chickens. So this is all because of negative karmas. So with the negative karmas, why not negative karmas? Why the good karmas is because that I don't want to suffer in the future. You getting it? So look, again, what Vinay is saying is that I don't want to suffer, I want the happiness. In the future also. For this, the karma is responsible. So therefore, I have to accumulate good karma, not the bad karmas. You getting it? So you got something in the air in common with what, Ajar, your name?
Vinay.
Ajar Sundumala Dulma. Ajar Sundumala said, and the Kukil, what Kukil said, and Ajar said happiness, and now what Vinay is saying, happiness. You getting it? Future happiness. Okay, over there.
Might be a slightly unrelated, might be a slightly unrelated question, but then you have the opposite side, right?
No, my question to you is, what is the purpose of life? So the rest we can discuss later.
Um, that's, I think that's also like an infinite question, like a question that can't be
no,
answered.
no.
Yeah.
Do you have a purpose?
Is there a you?
No. I'm just asking. So if this is, if this,
Temporarily we can say happiness or well-being or whatever synonyms, but I don't think that answers the question.
no, it doesn't matter. What do you think is the purpose of life? I'm not asking, I have the answer. I'm saying, what is the purpose of life for you? I'm not asking for everybody. You speak for yourself.
I think others' happiness,
Okay. So others' happiness, why?
because only then does the identity of the self sort of cease to exist,
So why the identity of the self should cease?
because that is the cause of suffering.
Suffering too?
Um,
You or others?
Everything, yourself and others.
Okay. So therefore the point is that your self sense of identity should solve. Others, they don't solve, it doesn't matter.
No, I think the only possible way of like well-being is this complete annihilation of the sense of self in us and others. Is that
So how can,
realization?
but you can dissolve it in yourself? Buddha did it.
Yes.
But you didn't succeed to do it with everybody else.
No.
So for the Buddha, purpose of life is not accomplished.
I think it is. Because in doing yourself, you have done it to a large degree in a lot of others as well.
But not full. Large degree, yes, not full.
No. Again, it's hard to say. The state exists in everyone, right? It's already there. The state of like well-being.
Why do you feel
that
restless?
Hmm?
Why you feel like this? Why do you
No,
feel
no, no,
restless? Why?
It's like it's very hard to epistemically articulate. Like I think you can only affectively feel it.
Okay, let's say that if I say that, no, there's no answer to this, you will be very happy, yes?
No.
Huh? If
There
I
is
say
an
there's
answer
no
to
answer
it.
to this,
There is an answer to it. I mean, that's why we are all here.
this is what I'm saying. So therefore, if I say there is eternally a question, then you will be very happy, I know. Because it agrees with your thought.
No, sometimes the
Okay,
Buddha
in other words,
chose-
for him, what is the purpose of life? That somebody agrees with me, I'll be very happy. You're getting it? Okay, good. Okay, anyone else? What's the purpose of life? Over there. Yes, Mike.
In addition to infinite happiness, we have to aspire to attain fearlessness.
Fearlessness, all of miseries, fears should stop and our happiness should expand. Okay, so the anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, here, Sonam.
So I think my take is
Just speak your mind, right? Okay.
so if we ask that same question to animals, if
No,
they
no,
can
no, no,
speak.
no. My
No,
question-
no. Let me finish it, please.
Yes. Okay, yes.
So if we ask the same question to the animals, if they can speak, like what is your purpose of life? I think they will say that my purpose of life is to eat, live,
good food.
reproduce, and die.
Huh?
Eat, live, reproduce, and die.
Yes.
The animal would say that. Now, if we ask that question to humans, then I think the purpose of life is to give purpose to the life.
Okay, what's the purpose of the life that you want to give a purpose to?
It depends because
No,
everybody
for you, not for
me.
others. Don't speak for others.
For me is to gain knowledge, not only Buddhist but even science.
No, don't worry. So gain knowledge, any knowledge, secular, religious, whatever, to gain any knowledge. Why? What is it if you get knowledge?
So that I could be stabilized or be satisfied.
Okay, you understand? You get it? Stabilize, the what? Satisfied. Satisfied is an element of happiness. You getting it? I'll be happy. Okay, so look, they all boil down to the same point. And for some people, no, happiness not. What I want is everybody to listen to me, everybody to agree with me. Right? I'll be happy. No, happiness is not what I want. I want everybody to agree with me. Then I'll be happy. Again, happiness. You getting it? Okay, over the year. Your name again, sorry? Shubroto. Yes. 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 Good. Good. Good working.
Okay. I think I have a different, like where I am right now, that I have found the teaching of Buddha, and wherever I am, I'm trying my best. I think I want to be born again and again, not leave wherever I am. I think I'm very content and happy with this, and may this sustain, may I be able to help myself and others. And I don't mind
You are happy, content with what?
with wherever I am, whatever I am.
Okay. Say if you are in a way, if you are current, the position is with the X amount of happiness.
Yes.
You're happy with that.
Yes.
You don't want to expand it.
I mean, I don't know what does it mean
No,
to.
no, no. You want to expand it. You don't want to expand it.
If it gets expanded, I don't mind, but it should not regress.
Okay. It should not regress.
Correct.
It should not go. It should not shrink.
Shrink. Yes.
Keep expanding it.
Yeah.
Infinite is the best.
I don't know, but
You don't know. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So these are all speculations. You getting it?
Correct.
You can speculate and see if it is true, if
True,
it's possible.
true.
So, if possible, infinite.
possible. Yeah.
If possible.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So, in other words, what we are learning from here is that with all these questions asked, you give the answer, I give the question back, and so forth, we all finally come to one state where I say we are seeking happiness, we want to stay away from miseries. This is the reality. And for some people, only when other people agree with you, you're very happy. You're getting it? Because yes, in the house, husband's wife, right? They fight. How? Listen to me. This oftentimes, you listen to me. Please, please, please. This is some style, right? Please, please, first listen to me, right? You want others to listen to it, then you're very happy. It doesn't matter whether what you're saying is stupid or not, right? Others listen to you, you're very happy. Again is happiness. So think very seriously, and we come to get the answer. I'm saying this, but you don't follow me blindly. You getting it? That we are all seeking two things. One, to stay away from miseries as much as possible. And number two, to increase your happiness. If possible, to infinity. This is what we are seeking. You get, this is the reality. This is reality. But don't take me blindly. Just put it there as a, say, the big statement. And later, you check the efficacy of that. Keep checking it. This is very important. Good. So with this in mind, now let me say that say with this, the 37 practices of Bodhisattvas, this is amazing. This is amazing short text. At the same time, the contents that it bears, this God is so rich. And people may think that this is very easy text. Is easy text. At the same time, if you go into the nuances, all the complexities are also seen there. So, what is this text for? Is to awaken a potential to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness. We all have that potential. We all have the potential of the fearlessness and the infinite. We all have. Even if you may feel that I'm totally hopeless, so nobody's there to take care of me. Even my parents also not taking care of me. Even my brothers and sisters, they're also fighting with me, putting me into a litigation case. So I'm totally hopeless. Nobody's there to turn to. You may feel that. And if you don't feel it now, but if you look around, you see many people in such situations. How many have seen such people in your life? That who do not go well with their parents, who have conflicts with their siblings, brothers, sisters about the family properties, and then the say loss of job and ill health and so forth. Bad things happening one after the other. How many have seen that in your life? Raise hands. and sometimes extremely painful to do. In fact, I'm trapped in such situations where I see a person A and I have to help the person A. To help the person A to take out from this problem, I have to connect with person B. And the person B, if the person B knows about this, person A will suffer more. What to do? I can't do that. Other person is helpless, I'm also helpless. To see that the only way by which you can help this person is by contacting person B. And by contacting person B coming to know about it, it increases the problem rather than decreases the problem. Oh. So sometimes, say we connect with person B, and the person B also has to depend on person C. And this, the time duration that it takes to solve the problem is so lengthy, and the problem is so severe and acute that it should be solved right now. Total helplessness. So these things are there, but if you know that you have the Buddha nature, if you know that you have the seed of perfection within us, hidden treasure within us, then the sense of hopelessness will be gotten over. You getting it? And this amazing teaching of the Buddha, how to get away from this stress, anxiety, and so forth in a very skillful way. So in fact, they're all connected with internal. At the same time, keep in mind that is not 100% internal. Internal is with respect to somebody who reaches to certain level of the understanding. For the beginners, okay, let us all put your hands out. Put your hands out. Put your hands out and see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing. Okay, don't forget this. Your name? Tenzin Pinsola, tell me what happened with the two hands coming together. What happens? Sound erupted. You getting it? This sound erupted. This sound is the metaphor for all the problems that we go through. Believe it or not, this sound is the metaphor for all the problems that we go through. And this sound should necessarily be possible because of the two hands coming together. Okay, now only one hand out. Only one hand out and see. No sound. Okay, sound stops. So, that all the problems, the sound is because of the two hands coming together. And these two hands are metaphor for the one hand, the metaphor for external factors, and the other hand for metaphor for internal factors. These two come together, only then the miseries arise. Okay, if somebody were to tell you, you step it, how many of you will feel offended? Raise hands. Somebody tells you in public, you step it. How many of you feel offended? Raise hands. Okay, all of us will feel offended, right? And say you think that the Buddha is very special, that nobody dares to say that you step it. You getting it? But during the time of the Buddha, there were cases where people came and abused the Buddha, verbally abused the Buddha. You getting it? And yet, he was offended, not offended. He was not offended, you're getting it? So a gentleman came and abused the Buddha a lot. And we will outrightly shout back. You said that, you step it. You getting it? You step it, get out of my way, I'll sue you. Whereas for Buddha listened to them, not at all affected. And once the person's finished, because the person, even though this person wants to abuse you, criticize you, and there's some material there, whether false or true, whatever, there's some material. And this material, if you repeat it, you stupid, you stupid, you stupid, you repeat it 2 times, it's okay. 3 times, then the other will feel so bored. You getting it? You will feel so bored and you'll feel ashamed to say it, and then you will feel tired, you'll stop. And the man stopped. After the man stopped, then the Buddha said, okay, now it's my turn. Buddha said, now it's my turn. And the Buddha said, okay, I'll tell you a story, and you give me an answer. My story is very simple. If you came with a gift to be given to me, you put so much hardship to bring a gift for me, and finally I don't accept the gift. What happened to the gift? Then he's very happy. So he said, then the gift will be with me, then I'll take it for myself. Exactly. All the accusation that you made against me, I don't accept it. You take it back. You're getting it? So where the Buddha is not hurt because external factors are there same as what we encounter with. External factors, same as what we encountered with, the Buddha also encountered. But why the sound of clap is not coming to the Buddha? Because for the Buddha, external factors are there, internal factors are subdued. You getting it? So only one hand, no sound. Sound of the misery star. You're getting it? This is amazing. So therefore, the point is that the Buddha always advised people to follow the wise. Follow the wise. It's for this reason that when we recite the three Ratna prayers, I go for refuge to Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangha has many connotations. In a strict sense, Sangha is somebody who succeeds. Somebody who succeeds in unraveling the hidden treasure. Who succeeds in unraveling the hidden treasure. Remove the mud and start to see the glow inside. Somebody who succeeds. And that is a real Sangha, because that person nobody can shake. And how many of you are in Buddha Patta? Raise hands. Okay. And how many of you think that if there are hundreds and thousands of people saying that you are not in Shubhruti, you are not in Buddha Patta? Oh, am I confused? Do you think you'll be confused, or you'll feel that no, you're wrong? What do you think? Shubhruto? You're wrong. Simply because your number is huge doesn't mean anything to me. The reality is that I am in Kalimpong and I'm in Buddha Patta. Because this is what I directly see. So when you see the glow inside directly, then you'll never step back. You'll keep exploring it because you see that already. There's a hidden treasure within you. You will keep exploring it. That person is known as the Sangha. So the Buddha said, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Go with those people who has actually seen the treasure inside and who is in the process of uncovering this by seeing this, or who has already succeeded in unraveling it fully. Follow these beings. You getting it? This is the Buddha's message. So for that we require these information known as the Buddha's teachings. We have to learn it. Don't follow them blindly. Learn this. Don't be quick in accepting. Don't be quick in rejecting. Let me repeat it. Learn what the Buddha taught. Learn what, for example, say, after my Geshe degree, when I was sent to England, Cambridge, I met a professor. It was very interesting that how many of you have been to England? Raise hands. Of course, 1, 2, 3, 4. And okay, no offense to Tinsherabla. Look, Tinsherabla, there's a beautiful smile. You don't see this normally in the Britishers. That too in England, you don't. Maybe the moment you, right? Tinsherabla was very different. Okay, so there, I was in Cambridge. I was in Girton College, Cambridge University, Girton College. From there, I go to the studio school where I was attending English language course. I was always taking a bus, and for almost like 2.5 months, I was going on the bus, and there were the people, the passengers. They were more fixed. And they never talk to each other. Never. And I sit here, this is the seat, empty seat, will not sit, right? They would rather stand and not talk. After about like 1.5 months, all these days we were going the same bus. And so there was one, I was an elderly lady. I was in my mid-30s and she must be in 60s. And she sat next to me. It's very unusual, very uncommon. Okay, then Sherula could understand it. He could visualize this. And then she turned to me and said, "Are you Geshe, Dorji, Damdul?" I was literally shocked. We were together on the same bus for the last 1.5 months. No talking. And suddenly she said, and turned to me and said, "Are you Geshe, Dorji, Damdul?" I was literally shocked. I said, "Yes." And I said, "How do you know?" And she said that my husband wants to invite you for a tea. And I said, "Who's your husband?" Okay, so there, say, and then when we fixed the date, timing, then I went there. The husband is just a prolific philosopher and extremely humble and a giant in philosophy. And then I asked him, I think what Sunamla said, I asked I studied Buddhist philosophy all these many years, and I want to read Western philosophy. So which book would you recommend me? Which was the first book that you would recommend me? Then he said, the David Hume. He asked me to read David Hume. Then I was checking about him, what kind, and he sensed that this young man is interested in Western philosophy. And then he said that you are a part of Cambridge University, so you have access to all the books, the philosophy books. Particularly, there's one encyclopedia, a set of encyclopedia with 23 volumes, huge volumes, purely on philosophy. You can easily get access to this. And then he took me to his the library, small library up. And then all these 23 volumes lying there. And here, Mr. Craig, his name was there. I said, "Is this you?" He said, "Yes." He was the chief editor of all this encyclopedia, the whole set of the encyclopedia. And what an honor. And meeting with him is just extremely pleasant to meet, extremely humble. So what I'm saying is that I started to read Western philosophy, and with the sense of the learning, wanted to learn more. So what I'm saying is that finally that this information is so important. Learning is very important. Learning, and learning we require 3 things. And the learning is endless. There's so many of the information, so much of information there, but it can be so endless. Then when are you going to practice? For this, we need to do the same. One example that I give is, the first thing that I tell is that we need to get the correct information, number 1. We need to get the correct information. Number 2, we need to get the complete information. Correct, complete. Number 3, systematic. Correct, complete, and systematic information. And then some people say that, okay, then everybody is saying that this mind one is correct, mind one is systematic, mind one is, what? The accurate, correct, systematic, complete. And everybody is saying this, how should we trust? How should we trust? And even to get expertise in one system, that will take my whole life. So there are innumerable systems there. How can I ever finish with this? So what I share with people, the second thing that I share with people is that I say, if you are a housekeeper, if you're on, what is that? Housekeeping. George, what do you call it? Housekeeping? Not a householder. Housekeeping, meaning in hotels. Huh? Housekeeper. Keeping. Okay. Okay, housekeeping / keeper. Some say keeper, so I don't know. Okay, housekeeper. If you are that, and then they say in the hotel with 500 rooms, you have to carry 500 keys. Chalk, right? So don't carry that 500 keys. Take a master key. Take a master key. You're getting it? It's very cheap. Master key is very cheap, very light, and that suffices carrying 500 keys. You're getting it? So what I would suggest is that if you, for example, let's say, if you study, say, the Nalanda tradition, this for no doubt, any other Western philosophers will also discuss with the Arya-Nagarjuna. They discuss about Arya-Nagarjuna philosophy. Eastern philosophers also discuss about Arya-Nagarjuna. And the Buddhist philosopher also discusses Arya-Nagarjuna. You're getting it? So we see that everybody is discussing on Arya-Nagarjuna. But some accept, some reject. It doesn't matter. Study him first. Study his thoughts first. You'll get the master key. With this, then read any other books, any other materials. For example, so I didn't learn Western philosophy at all. I just read. And now people come doing PhD, sitting for exams, for entrance exam for PhD program. So there, I teach them. I don't understand the Western logic, Western philosophy. Come, bring a book. What's the issue? Come, I read it, explain. So what I'm saying is that you get the master key. This is so important. You get a master key. And for the master key, whatever says, don't spend too much. Don't just believe that Arya-Nagarjuna is ultimate. Don't believe in this. You're getting it? Don't believe in this, but don't spend too much time on, say, for example, anybody, okay, Arya-Nagarjuna ultimate, and then somebody else comes, no, that is the ultimate, and so forth. So what I would say is that first, say, if you do Arya-Nagarjuna, study that. Meanwhile, try to also explore the other books, other texts. Not necessarily go too deep, just study that. You'll come to get a clue that all what other books are saying is actually said by Arya-Nagarjuna. You'll see that. You're getting it? You'll see that. And then you go deeper and deeper into this, then you will see that Arya-Nagarjuna is not like you read it for 3 days and you understand. It's not like that. But in the process, you will see that many of the other books, like even David Hume, the first time I read it, I was literally amazed by the wonder of his intelligence. I was just reading for the first time, David Hume, and I was amazed by the wonder of intelligence. How come? It's because I studied Arya-Nagarjuna's text. So from there, I got the tool. And apply this tool to David Hume, then I'm amazed. So what I'm saying is that the key is try to get the master key. Once you get the master key, then don't stay there, I got the master key. Open all the other doors. Read David Hume, read Carl Jung, read the ancient Indian Samkhya tradition, Vedanta tradition, Mimamsaka, Nyaya. You read all these things. You see that things are all in your hands. And then I would say that you see that many of these traditions, they don't really contradict. They are complementary to each other. For example, Samkhya tradition, one of the classical Indian traditions. Samkhya tradition is a beautiful tradition. And of course, there are points of disagreement, but it doesn't matter. You learn this. You learn this and see that understanding this, you understand the, say, Arya-Nagarjuna philosophy even better. So there are many of these things that that will help us. Okay. Yes.
What about forgetting things?
Huh?
What are your thoughts about learning something and then forgetting about it?
Okay. So basically, in fact, people say forget, right? You don't have to forget. Even the wrong things that you've learned, don't forget. Even the wrong things that you learned, don't forget. For example, say, each one of us, we have our life lessons through hard way, through the hard way. We meet with the people who you take trust. And later on, you come to discover that this person is actually a fraud. And then you are in a big problem. So I tell people that it is not your mistake. But don't let this mistake go unused. Meaning that don't let this mistake repeat next time. Because you don't unlearn it. If you unlearn it, you'll forget it again. Next time you'll meet the same person, you're in problem. Don't forget it, right? By not forgetting it, you will protect yourself from such nuisance in the future. Yes, over there. Okay, the mic.
Yeah, to begin reading, say, for example, the Mula Madhyamika Karika is very, very hard.
Not very, very hard.
Philosophically. I mean, you need to know a background, you need to know a little bit of
No,
Abhidharma.
you have to spend a little time. It's not that you read a story in Nagarjuna and then you'll get it. No.
And the second question is, I mean, understanding it intellectually is one thing, but experiencing it is it's a whole different thing. So how does one translate that whole intellectual exercise into something that you actually effectively experience?
How do you know that experience is different from the intelligence? How do you know that?
Because the feeling is very different. Like when you meet His Holiness versus theoretically understanding what he's saying and whatnot is a whole different experience. Absolutely. So one is you can try
How do you know that?
because I mean, the two incidents are very, at least in my life, like it's quite different.
Like?
Just the example of His Holiness, just being one moment in His presence, just like feels like an ocean. Versus, you read a book of His, you read His, works and all that. That's quite different. You get a glimpse of it, but it's not the same thing.
In fact, what you said, what's your name?
Soham.
Soham, what you said is very true. It's very true. In fact, the thing is that, for example, the philosopher Nagarjuna, you read it the first time, you may feel it very nihilistic. Nihilistic, meaning that it's extreme.
Yeah, it's not, but yeah.
Then the next you study more of Acharya Chandrakriti's text. Then you read Nagarjuna's text. You see now it makes sense. You are not averse, no aversion. It makes sense. Then as you said, then you go deeper, contemplation, meditation. Then you read Nagarjuna's text. You don't read Nagarjuna's, even as you said, just a glimpse, just one line. It just blows you into amazement. So the thing is that they say, to be very honest, there's what is known as mother's love. Say the mother knows that this is her child. She sees the child very different from the rest of the children. You getting it? So likewise, when something is getting into you, then that will be reflected in others. So therefore, we study intellectually, contemplate on this, get conviction. So this is what is known as the three kinds of wisdom. That, if you will remind me later, three kinds of wisdom. So these three kinds of wisdom, understanding of this will help us to relate this to what the Soham is saying. The thing is that, say, what experience is going to be very different. You're getting it? And experience on two levels. One visual, or one sensory. Sensorial experience is one. And number two is purely mental. There are two. Purely mental too. One is sensorial. For example, seeing His Holiness is visual. So visual can be extremely powerful. Particularly like somebody like His Holiness is very different. Many people who otherwise describe themselves as very strong, who never cries, the moment they see His Holiness, they automatically tears flow out of reverence, out of amazement to see there's something there, magnetic about His Holiness. So this is triggered by the visual. Now the experiences which are purely mental. So this mental, like what His Holiness does to trigger this amazing experience, which is a visual experience, like what's for mental is the intellectual. First, the intellectual is required to trigger that. Intellectual will trigger the reflection. Reflection will trigger the experience. Experiential. Intellectual, reflection, and experiential. So these three things we need to discuss a little bit later on. This Soham, you can remind me. These three kinds of wisdom. This is very important. Okay. Any question you have? Yes. Can we use modern science to understand Nagarjuna's philosophy? 100% yes. Answer is yes. For example, when I was in school, I particularly like physics. I was so fond of physics. And they oftentimes, just to make the atmosphere a little light, I share with the classes that if I am not, say, the Buddhist now, what I might be, or I will be a physicist. Because I love physics since age 15, 16, 17, 18. I love physics. So, and then one of my friends said that, Geshe, we are so lucky that you are not a physicist today. Okay, we are so lucky that you are not a physicist today. Okay. So what I'm saying is that for me personally, it's a little bit of exposure to physics. So how, when I was in class 12, quantum physics was introduced. Relativity theory was introduced. And I was just baffled by that. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, very interesting things. At 6 a.m., my board exam is knocking the door, but I was least interested in board exam. I was more interested to know quantum physics. Very interesting. I went to knock at the door of my physics teacher, who was still in the bed. Very naive myself. I thought that everybody should be up. And then he was still in the bed, and he was so kind. He opened the door, and he wrapped himself up in the blanket, and he was teaching me quantum physics. Okay, so kind of him. Okay, so what I'm saying is that this will really help us to understand very, very much, very much. In fact, there are many anecdotes. If you want me to share with you, not now, or later on, there are many small incidents about the physics, which later on, when I was studying the Nagarjuna's philosophy, then I see that, wow, what I studied, where my question started to come when I was a little boy. So all the answers are here in Nagarjuna's philosophy. Okay, good. So with this in mind, it's already 12:31. So we will first finish with this, say the purpose of life. Let's take it very seriously. What's the purpose of life? What I said is that to minimize your miseries and to maximize your happiness. And how? There's a different story. How is this different story? Just keep it as a statement and don't accept it, don't reject it. Just learn it, keep it in a question mark, and keep exploring whether these two things are true or not. Keep exploring. Don't easily reject, don't easily accept. Okay. As your knowledge grows, as your intellectual capacity increases, then you will be in a position to say that, okay, what he said is true, or what he said is not true. You're getting it? And then you act accordingly. When you're 100% sure that's wrong, discard it. When you're very sure that it's true, then accept it. But for the time being, just gathering the information. That's very important. Okay. Now, this is the question that I posed to you. And the Buddha, as a young prince, Siddhartha, since childhood, he was constantly contemplating on this question. What's the purpose of life? And then so what you see in the common story, common biography of the Buddha, he saw the four sides. But in real life, the Buddha is not, that somebody who, is so naive. The story seems as though like the Buddha is very naive as a young boy, very naive. See the old man and ask Chenna, his charioteer, who is this man? As well as Chenna, the charioteer is more smart than Buddha. This is how the story is depicted. But of course, the Buddha, since childhood, is exceptionally bright and exceptionally compassionate. But the story is depicted in such a way to convey the message very easily for the common people. So the real story is that the Buddha, through his life as a young child, as an adolescent, then as a young man, then he started to see the world of miseries. In the palace, injustices. In the palace, royal family members abusing the commoners. He saw that in his own palace. And he was always supporting the commoners, fighting against the royal family members, young boys, young girls who were abusing the commoners. He was always defending the commoners. And then he could see the wars. Just imagine the wars and how many, the ladies were left on their own as single mothers, children with no parents left, seeing all these pains. Then the Buddha realized that how can I solve this problem of the humanity? Not only human beings, also the animals. How can I solve this problem? This is the question. Then he thought that, say, if I continue to lead my life the way I am leading now, as a prince, and then later to become the king. How can I solve? If I become a king and this problem can be solved, by now all the problems should be solved. My father is already king, but he couldn't solve this problem. So by becoming the next king does not give me the solution to the problems all the beings. Out of great, incredible compassion, then he said that I must look for an alternative way. So the alternative way is get out of the palace. He left the palace in search of the solution. Okay, so what is the solution that he found? We'll discuss in the next class. So now we'll stop here and then lunch break. And then at 3 o'clock we come back, 3 to 5:30, 5:30 to 6:30, 5:30 to 6:30, again tea break. And whatever we discuss in the class, just bring them. And I would say that for the time being, because that there are some seniors will help you to guide, navigate properly. Otherwise, they say you can go off the track so badly that particularly some of the beginners, some people who can speak very loudly, and some beginners may think that this is the right thing. It can be actually off the track a lot. So we should be really careful, saying if you have not learned systematically, you feel free to share your thoughts, but don't share your thoughts as well like this is the answer. This is the reality. You getting it? Because that the beginners can be misguided badly. So instead of being a service, it can be a great disservice for your friends. So therefore, say limit yourself, and particularly moderators, what we suggest is that the others, when they speak, let them speak for, like half a minute, not more. Because this question is not about, sharing a whole life story. So they just make it like half a minute, and you to put a question, full stop, and somebody give the answer very quick, right? Give your thoughts, and don't think that whatever answer that you get, answer that somebody said, this should be the case. We could go deeper. For example, what I'm sharing with you, they're not like my original thoughts. They're all what I learned from my teachers, and even these we can go deeper. We can go deeper into this. So there's always room for deeper contemplation, intellectual contemplation, and then eventually experiential. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. 3 prostrations together.